So going back, to the crime scene here, it's something that, and some of you guys also in the chat have said, "Oh, why aren't they still protecting the crime scene?" Once the police release the crime scene, it's no longer required as an evidentiary purposes. They've already collected the evidence, they've photographed it, they've processed the scene, and they release the scene. And that's the end of the scene. So I saw some of you guys were a little concerned in the chat. Oh, why are all those people there? They're going to contaminate the scene. Well, they're done with the scene. So there's no thought of that right now.
Is trying to bond together, bonding as they're mourning. But she says that's the only way that this community is ever going to try to get over this terrible situation.
So, and this information is really eye-opening tonight, right? Being on the ground, to me, it's a much different perception I have of the area and what happened here. And then when it comes to the search, I mean, I've got to think that if police believe that search area or the area where he was spotted is across the street in that little turnaround area, the search makes sense, right? That particular area makes sense on Hickory Tree Road, not Old Hickory Tree Road. If he's changing the tire on Old Hickory Tree Road, there's a lot more ground to cover. Like that's pretty far away from where you are. It's not like a walking distance or anything else. So there would be almost no reason to search the area where she was found unless there was some sort of connection to the suspect here, which is the changing of the tire.
You know something? Well, that's where Vinnie Politan is wrong. There is always a reason to search. And I mentioned areas of entry and exit. How about areas of discarding evidence? Doesn't it make sense that a perpetrator would discard evidence close to where he dumps a body? Yeah, so I don't think Vinnie Politan from Law and Crime Network is really thinking like in that way. But yes, every part, we don't know the cause. We know the manner of death is murder. The cause of death we don't know yet. Could it have been blunt trauma? So then could we be looking for a club or a bat or a hammer or something like that? Could it be a stab wound? We don't know. Then could we be looking for a knife that was discarded? So you get my drift without me naming every single type of weapon possible. So until we know that, yes, the area must be searched thoroughly. And as I said, areas of entrance and exit to a crime scene, some of the most important things that you can ever search.
And that is exactly right. We actually rode on Old Hickory Tree Road. And like you said, that was about 15 to 20 minutes away by car. So imagining walking that far, let alone with a body in a book bag or a sack or whatever it may be, not happening. 0% happening. So to your point, for them to search in that area, there had to be a connection. There had to be some sort of sighting, something that put him in the vicinity for them to even begin to look there and ultimately end up finding her body there.
Yeah, because, and this, I mean, again, this is the middle of nowhere. These are farms, 22 miles from Kissimmee, 15 minutes from this Old Hickory Tree Road. So I believe someone had to give them information to get them there, and it makes sense if this witness said that he was in that little turnaround area and saw the suspect there.
You know, one of the things also, and I don't have the exact location, but Stefan Stearns' car was caught by a license plate reader. License plate readers can be stationary, they could be mobile, and I would believe that this was probably a stationary license plate reader. So with that information, that will give you the geographic location where he was found. Explore Kerr from the chat. I agree that he convinced mother child was lying. My mother didn't believe me either. First, she believed that I was trying to get my parents back together. Later on, she said I wanted her man.